This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Absolutely disgusted by this. Absolutely disgusted as I look out and I've got a photo of my beautiful wife in my wallet as well, and I look at her and I go, is she doing this? It's been a study that's come out, Kate, and you're not going to like this.
Sounds as though I might.
It was on the news last night. Have a listen to this in the States.
You're in a relationship. Should you really have a backup plan? There is new research that shows half of all women have a guy on the back burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship.
That's disgusting.
Now, I'm not talking boyfriend and girlfriend here. They had a relationship expert on the show, and this is what she had to say.
More than half of women who are married and categorize themselves as happily
Wait a
married.
sec.
They're married.
Happily married women are doing
married.
this?
Have a backup plan. It means you have someone on the back burner, and in most cases it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
What have you got to say, Kate Ritchie?
Sick. Absolutely sick.
Do you know what? I want to know what the back burner means. Like, is the married woman in contact with this guy regularly, or do they just know them, or are they deliberately remaining close to them in case their current relationship fails?
Maybe they're drip feeding. It's on a slow simmer.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, see, this is I agree with Whip here. If you do have someone on the back burner, let's say they're a friend, right? Mm. If they're a friend, are you still baiting up your line and throwing it out there so they're nibbling on it every now and then, knowing, I could be a chance here of getting caught. I could be a chance.
I reckon you're burleying up, Fitz. I don't reckon you're baiting the hook, but you're burling. You're definitely throwing a bit of interest into the water.
You're vomiting off the edge of the boat, are you?
Yeah, you are.
Right.
You're sprinkling. You've got your scattergun out and you're just kind of showing them you're still around.
Let me have a
Women
think.
are sick.
I'm just trying to be very careful. Look, I don't know. I have had friends in the past who I know are in relationships. Seriously, like actual friends.
Julie, yeah.
No. I can't tell any of her stories.
Sorry, Jules.
They're not fit for breakfast radio. Where they have a partner and a husband and maybe even kids, and they're living their life and they're living with the choices they have made. Yeah. But I don't think they're necessarily keeping someone on the back burner publicly. It's not something that everyone knows about. But in their mind, maybe there's a like, you know that guy I went to school with, and he
treated me really well.
He was so nice to me, and I think he broke up with his wife, and I think he still lives in such and such, and I have a little look on Facebook and see, you know what? He's quite... I think that we could, loop back around at some point, and then you just move on and take the kids to school. And I don't think it's an active pursuing of someone on the side, because
you've actively put it into your mind.
But that's okay. Your mind.
You've
First of all,
done the
most
research
of the things you think aren't true
to create that. This is true. You've actively gone out of your way by searching on Facebook to see what they're up to, to create the image and slowly build desire to think if that didn't work in my current, then I have that on hold.
Yeah, but okay, Fitz, don't you think it's better for when you're doing the groceries and you're hating on your life and you know you've got to go home and put the kids in the bath because he wouldn't have done it while you're at the shops getting the thing for the sour cream for the tacos. Anyway, and so isn't it
Why
better...
can't we do both? Tacos and soft shell.
No, you're complicating it.
And so when you're getting in the car and you think about Adam from, university or something, isn't that fleeting thought before you head back into the hell that is the home, isn't that better than actively like chasing down somebody on socials, going out on a Friday night and actively flirting to make yourself feel better? Don't you think that having just a little thought of, you know what, I'll be okay once this nightmare is over.
For marriage.
No,
I
agree.
Marriage.
But see, I think that's more nostalgia. I think you look back on your earlier days and you go, oh, geez, I had some good times with that person. And I agree. But then you go back to the screaming kids and the unwashed wife at home and you go, this is what it's all about. You know what I mean? This is what I love.
Fitz, I bumped into an ex the other day on a walk.
You have a lot of exes.
Right? Bumped into an ex on a walk while I was on holidays.
Yeah.
And what was interesting was my wife, my current wife, Lisa, had walked ahead. She'd taken off. So then I was sort of she kept looking back to see where I was. Why isn't he keeping up with me? But I was deep in conversation with an ex that I'd bumped into.
Had you bumped and stopped?
Yeah.
You'd stopped.
Yeah.
And then Lisa kept walking and you left your wife and stayed with the ex.
No, Lisa left him.
Lisa kept walking, but then she said, "Oh, where's Lisa?" And I sort of just pointed and went, "She's over there somewhere."
Yeah.
But I was deep in conversation with an ex thinking about the glory days.
Sonia's given us a call from... Get involved with this, Sonia. So, St Ives, we're talking about backups.
Guys.
Hi, Sonia.
How are you?
Good, Son.
What do you...
Oh, look, I'm going to be honest. I'm totally with the idea of having a backup. Like, we always need a backup. Like, you've got a backup for your iPhone, like the iCloud. Like, honestly, there's always someone that is your backup.
Okay,
Sonia,
Sonia, are you married?
Yes.
Okay, happily married?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can I ask who is is this an old friend that you went to school with?
Oh,
or?
it's a bit of an old flame from a couple of years ago before I settled down. And, he's always been that person that, you have a little bit of a snoop on the socials. You get a little bit of a kick when you see his status go single again. You just feel like you're always in for a chance when you like the odd selfie on a girls' night out.
Sonia,
Sonia, I love your honesty.
Do you know what's interesting, though? You've got to be very careful because the mundane life of day in, day out with the same person for a 10-year period is a comfort place to play. And that's where you find yourself in marriage, and that's what marriage is. But then...
Yeah, and I also find comfort in the fact he hasn't unfriended me yet as well, this other guy as well.
You're back on the other guy already.
Yeah, no, I know. And I get it because you probably, if he did and you knew he was loved up and he moved on and had a baby or something, there would be a little part of you that would die inside, Sonia.
I'd feel like I was in that TV series Sex Life. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to leave my husband and be promiscuous.
When was the last time you spoke to him, Sonia? You physically spoke to him?
Oh, it's been a couple of years, but there's been the odd selfie like a flame on the Instagram stories, and I'll be honest, I get a bit of a kick. I'm
would you, like, if you had the chance and you bumped into him, say, today, would you say, hey, we should have coffee?
No.
No.
Now, does
That's
your
what makes it
husband...
exciting because I watch from a distance and I just know he's always there.
Okay, Sonia, would your husband know that you're doing a little bit of this, and did he know that this relationship meant this?
Absolutely not. He wouldn't even know that I'm on the radio right now discussing it with you guys.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is sick, and I am disgusted by this.
Or is it exciting?
It's all going on in your mind. Although Sonia is being far more naughty than I anticipated.
I like you, Sonia, and great news. You've won a copy.
You're with me. I know you're giggling there. You're like, I'm with you, girl.
Sonia, you've won a copy of the Far Too Personal Trainer, my book. We'll make sure we get a copy out to you. All right.
Thank you so much, guys.
No, you'll have a good time reading that.
Fitz and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.